it's Emily Munn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here or if you're just finding my channel for the first time, I do work full-time in a corporate job as an IT project manager, and on the side, in my free time, with whatever extra time I have, I resell on the Poshmark app, and I also obviously do YouTube videos, and I have an Instagram, which I'll link down below, which is at Emily H. Munn. And today I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking a lot about and learning a lot about, which is how to use the style names of items in your Poshmark listings to increase exposure, potentially sell things more quickly, and also potentially get more for the item that you're listing. On my Poshmark journey specifically, I've been doing a lot of work and getting better at researching things, and I just thought I'd share that with you because I thought it might be helpful. And just a disclaimer here, you obviously do not have to put the style names in your Poshmark listings. I know it does take extra time. It just is what works for me, so I thought I would share it and maybe it'll be helpful for you. Let's start with what a style name is in case you're not familiar. So style name is what a store that sells an item calls the particular item. So it seems pretty self-explanatory, but just to explain it a little bit further, let's go with Lululemon. So they sell a pair of pants called the Wonder Under Crops, and that's what they have on their website. It's what they have on the tag of the physical item in the store, and that is the style name of that particular item. And for the most part with vintage, it's a little bit different. With newer pieces, style name is part of any item that you buy that's a newer piece. There are of course exceptions to that rule, but in general there's a style name for the item. So usually when you run into things at the thrift store, at retail arbitrage stores, or garage sales, they're gonna have a style name. It's just how to find it. And there's a few different ways that I've used and gotten better at over time and learned about that may help you find that style name. The first tip I have for you is to find the style number on the interior care tag of the piece that you've picked up, whether that is a clothing item, and sometimes even on shoes there is a style name on the inside of the shoes. And so if you can find that, it'll make your Google search a lot easier to find the style name associated with that number. I'm going to show you a Madewell item that has that, and maybe that'll help. So this is a Madewell piece that I picked up the other day, and shameless plug, this is available in my Poshmark closet. But obviously when you're looking at this tag, the Madewell tag, it doesn't give you any indication on what the style name is of the piece. And it's a very, I would say it's a pretty generic sweater, so it may be hard to search by like keywords, which we'll talk about in a bit. So if I open up the Madewell piece to the interior care tag, which has like the cleaning instructions, and I pull out this little tag on the seam, if I pull that up and show it to you, you can see there is a style number on here. The style on this piece, as you can see, is H1508. So what I would do with this piece and any piece where I find the style number is I would go into Google and I put Madewell style H1508 and see what comes up. And that's just a really easy way to find the corresponding style name. Some people also put the style number in their listing because it makes it easier if people are searching for that. But I usually just put the name on Poshmark, and that's just an easy, quick way to find it if that is on the interior tag. Sometimes you'll get really lucky and you will find the actual style name rather than the style number on an interior tag. Like for example with Mother jeans, they just have the style name of the jeans on the interior of the jeans, which makes it really, really easy. So either of those can be used to easily put the style name into your Poshmark listing. But if that doesn't work, which a lot of the times it doesn't, the next thing you can do is search by keywords. Again, shameless plug, I have quite a few of these Wild Fox sweaters in my closet, and when I purchased these sweaters, I did not know the style name. So you can see here, here's the Wild Fox tag. This is a good selling brand as an aside if you ever find it. But so what I did for this particular item is search by keywords. So I searched like, starting with the brand of course, Wild Fox sweater, and I did like red lips, cup, straw, that kind of a thing, because there's like a logo on it. So that made it a little bit easier to find the style name. This one ended up being the Wild Fox Suck It Up Vineyard Sweater in Pout. And so I just used this logo, some keywords describing this particular logo, and because it is really distinct, and that's how I found the style name of the item. And since I had so many of these, I really wanted the style name in there so people who were searching for it could find it. Another way to find the style name of an item if it doesn't have a really distinct logo is to describe the pattern or the materials. So like for example, with this pair of Lululemon Wonder Under Crops, what I did is I went to Google and I started with Lululemon and talked about the pattern. So I was like black and white pattern, and I had to do a few different searches, but I went ahead and did those and ended up finding this pair of pants. Particularly with Lululemon, you really do want, if it looks kind of unique, you want to look up the pattern because you could have something that's rare, and that goes for other brands as well. So you want to make sure you're doing your research if you have the time to do it, because if it looks unique, maybe you have a hunch that it's a rare piece, you could end up having a lot more idea after doing a little bit of research, maybe 5 minutes on the style name. Now obviously you're not going to do this for everything, but it may be helpful with something especially like Lululemon. I will say that this is a really learned skill over time, and I'm definitely getting better at it, but don't get frustrated if the first time you search you can't find things. You get better at describing different things over time. Obviously with the style number and the style name, it makes it a lot easier, but if you're searching by pattern or by a particular logo on an item, it may take you a little bit longer. I wouldn't say spend too much time. You're okay to go ahead and list something online without a style name. It's just something that may help visibility to your listing. To bring this full circle for this video, I asked you all over on my Instagram page a little bit about how you find the items that you buy on Poshmark. And I wrote them down, so I wanted to kind of share these stats with you because maybe they'll help as you're thinking about whether you want to spend the time to include the style name on a particular item that you're selling on Poshmark. So the first thing that I asked was how many people had purchased from Poshmark, and 93% of the people who responded said they had made a purchase on Poshmark, which makes sense because I talk a lot about Poshmark on my Instagram page. The next question I asked was how they found the particular item that they purchased on Poshmark, and these were just a few of the answers. Searching through the app, keywords, searching by a particular brand, going to a particular brand and looking at the just in listings, so the new listings that have just been listed, and also Instagram sales or finding something through social media. So the most common in there from all the people who responded, I had so many responses, which was awesome, was through the direct search. And about a third of the people, so 32% of the people who searched by the style name. And I think that's because when you're looking online and when you see a particular item, like let's say one item I'm looking for right now is the Everlane Chelsea boots, but I don't want to pay full price, I would type that style name into Poshmark and find listings that are available in my size. So I see something online, I want to get it for a little bit cheaper, and so I go to Poshmark. And I think that's why about a third of the people are looking that way, because they see something they want and so they go to Poshmark to look for it. Another way to put it is, let's pretend that the person is not a Poshmark user and they're just on Google search trying to find a better deal on an item. They may type in Everlane Chelsea boots and they'll see your Poshmark listing if you have the style name in your listing, and of course the Google search visibility turned on. That brings them to Poshmark. Maybe they sign up just to buy that item. I know that's happened to me because I sometimes have like guest users who shop on Poshmark. They probably found it on some sort of a search engine and that led them to Poshmark and that led them to my listing. I think it is important, if you have the time, to spend time on research to increase the visibility if you can, because it never hurts to have more eyes on your item and more potential buyers coming to your store. Who knows, maybe they would bundle items if they found one item they like. Another thing that was really interesting, and another question that I asked, was would you be willing to pay more if you could find the item by style name? And again, around a third of the people who responded said they would be willing to pay more. And I would say that in general, if you're more of a convenience buyer, it's really nice to be able to just search for the style name, easily be able to find an item in your size and purchase it. So it's not everybody that's willing to pay more for that. Maybe they'll search other ways like just in or by keywords or other things, but it is helpful, I think, to have that, because some people are willing to pay more, which is ultimately a lot of the times what's really nice for us Poshmark sellers. Hopefully this gives you just a little bit of an idea on how to search for style names, different tactics to use, and also helps you when you're thinking about if it'll increase visibility and potentially make your sale price go up a little bit, if it's worth your time. Obviously this works for me. It may not work for you, like I said at the beginning of the video, but I do think it's helpful to have the knowledge on it so you're aware when you're listing on Poshmark. So I'm gonna get to some listing, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm really excited about, so don't forget to hit subscribe. I will talk to you soon.